So Tetsuya Nomura was in an interview in which he talked with Dengeki PlayStation or Dengeki Online. Link in the description below if you want to go check this interview out yourself. Now you will have to Google Translate it, meaning that there will be a lot of things that will be lost in translation. I tried to read it and make sense of it, but there's a lot of things sometimes you just can't make sense of. Thankfully, we have the whole Kingdom Hearts community over on Twitter and of course KH13 who have their own little set group of translators that really do a damn good job when it comes to translating, like, the Kingdom Hearts 3 information whenever it's only Japan exclusive. So I'm going to be pretty much doing a roundup, not really reading any of the interview pieces, but more so doing a roundup and talking about it. Now, I should say I am sick with the flu, so if I do bust in the cough and stuff at some point in this video, then excuse me. I'm sorry for that. You just have to forgive me, y'all. But I just wanted to go ahead and bring this information. I'm fucking burning up right now. Shit. But when it comes to this information, the first thing I want to talk about is the critical mode. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because for some reason a lot of people are acting like just because Kingdom Hearts 3 is easy, somehow that makes the game. You can say, objectively, you can say that it's a flaw of the game. I can say that. You can say that as well. Like, it being easy can be problematic. But being easy isn't the same thing as being not fun, if that makes sense. Being easy is a critique of its own. It's not a critique of the fun you can have with the game. It's a critique of the game doesn't have a level of difficulty that is, I guess you could say, a fair challenge. Now, when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts series, outside of Kingdom Hearts 1 and probably Chain of Memories, I don't remember Proud Mode ever being truly that much of a challenge in the first place. Proud Mode has never been that huge of a challenge. And the way Tetsuya Nomura spoke about Critical Mode here is exactly what I said about Critical Mode when the game had first launched and people started to make complaints about the game being easy, in which I stated over on Twitter that 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, to get into the Kingdom Hearts vibe of things, 9.8 out of 10, the critical mode wasn't added into the vanilla game because it wasn't finished. I told people the critical mode had to be completely rebalanced. What kind of enemies spawn where, how many enemies spawn where, what level of damage they do, what level of damage you do, how much health you have, how much MP you have, how that all flows together into a cohesive experience for the players so that way they don't feel like they're necessarily getting bullshitted. And if you look at people playing, like, I watched Dean play through, like, pretty much the whole story of Kingdom Hearts 3, the upload he did of the critical mode of the hack save. I watched him play through it, and of course, you can really see how flawed the critical mode is right now. And what I mean by you can literally see how flawed the critical mode is right now is that, like, if you get hit by anything that isn't, like, a baseline level enemy, your health is absolutely fucking gone. Now, that does sound very familiar when it comes to, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. But when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, it was at least, like, a couple of hits and stuff that had to be done. Like, it was at least a couple. You would at least have to get hit by, like, a couple of enemies before, your health was really so low that you had to worry about dying. With this, it's like one hit sometimes from certain enemies, and your ass was almost grass. So, yeah, like, it needed to be rebalanced. Something like this needs to be rebalanced, and it has to be carefully rebalanced. Now, he also talked about the possibility of character scenarios. This is another thing that I have spoken about, in which I stated that obviously they did a lot of telling instead of showing within Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's one of the flaws objectively with Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that is within the game, and objectively mean that basically it's kind of like a fact of the matter. Objectively, yes, there's a huge problem of telling instead of showing. I don't want to be told what Mickey and Riku are doing. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see, like, a cutscene that explains and gives me a little bit more insight into the stuff that happens within the Keyblade War. The same goes for, like, the characters. In the Skin of Severance, I wanted to see a lot of these battles take place. I didn't want to come in as Sora and then, of course, fight all of the battles as Sora. Like, yeah, Sora is the main character, but I hate the way how in the Skin of Severance, I'm going to talk about this in the review a little bit more, but I'm just going to give you guys the gist of it. I hate how in the Skin of Severance, it's like no other Keyblade wielder can fucking do anything except for Sora. Now, obviously, that there's an exclusion with, like, Roxas, Because if you look at like the videos highlighting how strong Roxas is fucking crazy strong. But I love that boy, so he gets the pass. He gets the pass. I'm fucking around. He gets the pass though. In all seriousness, when it comes to stuff like that, I wanted more characters to be playable during these battles. So hopefully there will be something like that. Give us these battles as other characters. If you're gonna do scenarios and stuff like that, give us a battle scenario in which we get like a combo. I just want to play. Basically, I just want to play as one of the characters from each of the groups. So we know that Riku has a move, like you know what I'm saying. Like, he has a move set. Aqua has a move set. Throw a move set on Roxas, and then give us that potential possibility as well, to where we can play as either of the characters. I feel like that would be cool. As well, we have potentially the time frame between what happens with Sora when he goes to save Kairi. That could be a DLC. Lee and Kairi's training, that obviously should be a DLC. They did so much telling instead of showing when it comes to that. They did more telling instead of showing with that than what they did with Riku and Mickey during their time in the Radiant Garden and in the Realm of Darkness. Also, if they do something with Riku, give him an Aqua fight. Why in the hell did he go to the Realm of Darkness and he had to fight the Demon's Wave or the Demon Tide or whatever the fuck they call it? It's had like 2 to 3. I'm sorry for that. It had like 2 to 3 fucking names, dude. So the Demon Wave or the Devil's Wave, why did he have to fight that and Aqua instead of just like a basic Aqua fight? You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. That's what I was expecting. My expectation wasn't met, but hopefully we do get something to where he actually does get a full-on Aqua fight, because that's what I want to see. Now, it could be that due to his moveset, the Aqua fight may not be as much of a challenge, which would make sense because he has the Reflect Barrier, meaning that a lot of her moves can really be no-sailed by Riku. So it would make sense. But at the same time, too, it's like, I still would rather have a fight to where it would add more weight to the fact that he went to the Realm of Darkness. You know what I'm saying? Because just fighting the Demon Tide, Sora fought the Demon Tide in the story mode too. Like, yeah, it was the little flying one, but he fought the Demon Tide as well. So it's like, come on, man. You just threw the Demon Tide in there and didn't have Aqua come out after like certain points in its combo, or when its health is depleted to a certain point, Aqua comes out, lends it a helping hand, and then she disappears again, and then the Demon Tide is the adversary again. Or hell, even do a fight to where you fight both. That would be cool too. But other scenarios that he spoke about was probably doing something with Zexion. Like what? Zexion? Zexion? Drake? Excuse me? You want to do something with Zexion before like you do something with like Roxas in it? Are you kidding me? But in all seriousness, though, I know what he means. He doesn't mean that he wants to do something to where Zexion is playable or anything like that. He just wants to do something to where potentially Riku and Mickey. So it looks like the Radiant Garden thing is possibly what they're going to do. He wants to do something to where Riku and Mickey get together in Radiant Garden. They meet Zexion, and then Zexion explains to them how they were revived. Potentially why they didn't need puppets or, vessels like the Organization 13 and stuff like that, because their whole bodies and hearts had been recompleted. As we do know that, I think it's Dylan. Is it Dylan? No, it's not Dylan. It's Alias. Yeah, Alias, that realizes that that Riku, he realizes who Riku is, and potentially Riku will realize who he is as well, and that'll probably lead to the question of how in the hell are these characters back, and what the hell are they doing here? You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's what's gonna happen. But other than that, this is me, your boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. Let me know what, if any, scenarios you want. I think that we're going to be getting a DLC that focuses on scenarios that fans actually have questions about. Yo, could you imagine a scenario to where we actually get to fucking fight as the lingering? Fighting as the lingering will, my nigga. Are you kidding, bro? If we got that, I would be so gone. But this is me, your boy Amaziah, and peace the heck out.